Hola, buenos días, clase. As you know already, being in Module 3 now, the discussions and the collaborations have instructions that are kind of involved. So let's go over these instructions for discussion 1 so that you're very clear on how you go about completing the task and getting a very good score on your submission. Here we go. Let's begin with reading these instructions. So here's the purpose. You will practice speaking, listening, and writing skills in this task. You will first create a video presentation describing an event happening on campus. That video will be based on surveillance camera photos of the scenario that's happening and an incident report that you create, and these items are within the task. These are available in the PDF document right here. We'll open in a little bit. You will then watch a classmate's video, listen to their description of their event, and write a 4-sentence summary of their event. Now, if you don't like being filmed on camera for the video, this is a presentation. I'm going to show you how to do that. There's no need for you to actually be on the video itself. So you can just be presenting the items. Or you can do what I'm doing right now, which is actually just recording my screen and my voice. To do that on a Mac, you click Command-Shift-5, and then you'll see a button to record the screen. So you can simply record the screen, that's fine. Let's continue with the instructions. The task has 3 parts. First, watch the model or the example, and that's within the thread of an instructor's presentation. And you will basically be doing exactly what this instructor does. So it's a great model for you. You will then create and upload a video in which you present a campus incident, just like the instructor, and you select which incident that you're going to present. You present that to your classmates. Then you watch the classmates' video and you write the summary about their presentation, and it's 4 lines. Here's step 1. Observe the model example video of the instructor. She introduces herself. So first you're going to give your name, me llamo Deborah. She states where she is located. You need to say where you are on campus. Yo estoy en la biblioteca. I'm in the library, for example. And within the PDF document, you will see these different locations in Spanish. Biblioteca, right? Library, cafeteria, if the cafeteria is in there, etc. You haven't learned those yet. So they're in the document for you to know that vocabulary. And then you will see how the instructor shows the incident report. I'm going to show you what that looks like, and you need to fill out the incident report. It's like you're a campus security person. Something happened, you're filling out the report. Of course, it's in Spanish. And then notice how she describes what is happening in the surveillance scenario photos. She makes a description of photo 1, a description of photo 2. And these are just single lines. So how many things is she actually stating in the video? 1, uno, dos. She shows the report. And then she describes. So I think she says about 5 things. We'll take a look. Note her use of conjugated AR verbs. Those are verbs that have been changed to match this subject. You're learning that in this module. And notice that she uses props. She shows the incident report in her presentation, and she shows the 2 photos that she's stating a comment about each of those photos. As she's talking about the photo, she presents it, and that's what your presentation is. So going into the next step, after you observe the Spanish instructor, perdón, go into the step and download the PDF document. So let's do that. Let's download the document. Opens in another screen. And you have to click download in order to get a document that you can write on. So click up here in the arrow, download it. It's going to save to your desktop in PDF format. Save it. Okay, let's see if it pops up on the screen here. And it did. It's right here. All right, so you've accomplished that task. You have saved the document. And in a moment, we'll go into the document. you're going to see that there are several scenarios, photos from the surveillance to use in your task. You can use any of the scenarios except the example given by the instructor. You're not permitted just to duplicate the instructor's video. If you do so, you will receive a 0 on the task. You must create your own unique work. So first, you're going to take a look at those photos and you'll complete the incident report for the scenario. And I'll show you what that is. You'll be stating where you're located, you'll be checking off some different things on this scenario, and you'll be writing in there what's happening. Next, you'll create your video. Introduce yourself, state where you're located, describe the surveillance camera photos, what's happening in photo 1, what's happening in photo 2. Include the props in your presentation. These must be presented and visible during the video recording. The props required are the incident report with the areas checked off and items written in their completed report, and the 2 photos that show the scenario unfolding. After you create your video, you upload the video presentation in the discussion thread. Step 3, listen to a classmate's video and you write a 4-sentence summary about your classmate. Include the following. So you're not writing in the I form. I am in the library, or the students are hearing this. You're not writing the same way that you're writing for your video. You're writing about your compañero. So your first sentence, mi compañero or compañera, classmate, se llama, calls themselves and say their name. Ella está en or él está en. He is located in, she is located in, and state where they are located. And then you just simply duplicate the 2 statements made by your classmate. One sentence stating what's happening in one of the photos, the other statement what's happening in the other photos. So you're basically repeating what your classmate has said in their presentation. You then upload this written summary into the discussion thread. So by repeating, yes, you're repeating, right? But you are actually going to be writing this. So you write down what it is that you hear them say, because this second part is a written summary. It is not a video. First part is a video, second part written summary. So let's look at the grading. 60% of the grade is your initial post. 10% is earned for each complete statement. Your name, where you're located, scenario photo 1, scenario photo 2. 10% is earned with the presentation of prop 1, which is the incident report, needs to be completed. And then 5% is earned for you presenting photo 1 and presenting photo 2. Easy points to earn there. 40% of the grade is the written summary of a classmate's work. Each statement is 10%. Full credit requires complete sentences. Grammar, punctuation, and spelling must be correct. Write complete sentences stating the following: your classmate's name, where he or she is located, and their descriptions of photos 1 and 2. So I want this to be your own unique work. Okay, let's go over, let's do 2 things. First of all, let's go into the discussion, go into the thread, and let's take a look at the completion of one of the incident reports and what the Spanish instructor is saying. So you can ignore the other instructions. Please follow my instructions on the main screen. I've modified them. So take a look at the incident report, and this is in your PDF document. Lugar en que ocurrió el incidente, the place where the incident occurred. And you write down the place, in this case, la biblioteca, the library. So you're not able to use this incident, remember? The time, 13:29, which if you remember, or with your instruction in the module, 24-hour clock, you take the afternoon time minus 12. So 1:29 in the afternoon is 13:29. And you will see in the surveillance camera when the incident was happening. Write it in military time. So any times in the afternoon are going to be after 12 noon, 1300, 1400, 1500. You always subtract the 12 to know the afternoon time. But I believe the surveillance camera times are already in military time, adding the 12 to the hour after noon. Tipo de incidente. So the type of incident, Was there an animal peligroso, a dangerous animal? Was there a queja de ruido, a complaint of noise? Was there an actividad peligrosa, a dangerous activity? Or was it something else, otro? And you check off which of these pertain to the incident that you've chosen to describe. Descripción del incidente. So this is where your two sentences come in. One sentence describing what's happening in photo 1, and your other sentence describing what's happening in photo 2. So in this particular case, the surveillance camera showed one photo, photo 1. Los estudiantes escuchan. You're using your verbs from this module. Escuchar, to listen. You've conjugated escuchar so that it agrees with los estudiantes. It has this an ending. You've learned about that. And that agrees with ellos, los estudiantes. So los estudiantes escuchan un ruido mientras estudian. The students are hearing a noise while they are studying. And it doesn't have to be this complicated, your sentence. It can be very basic. The second sentence, looking at the other surveillance camera, shows why the students were listening to a noise. Hay una cabra en la biblioteca. There's a goat in the library. La cabra mastica los libros. The goat is chewing the books. So only 2 sentences are required. If you want to elaborate, that's fine. So this is a model of the completion of the incident report that, again, you need to show at some point in your presentation. Let's take a look at the instructor's video.
Hola, soy Elizabeth. Estoy en la biblioteca. Los estudiantes escuchan un ruido mientras estudian.
Notice how when she's talking about stating that the students are listening to a noise, she's showing that picture, okay? She's showing that while she's saying that sentence. And now listen to how she says the second sentence and how she displays the picture.
Hay una cabra en la biblioteca. La cabra mastica los libros.
Okay, so now you get the idea. You're explaining what the students are doing, and then you're explaining that it was a complaint about noise, and then you're explaining why. The second surveillance camera is giving you some information. Okay, so let's take a look at your PDF document and at all the available scenarios. Now, here are your AR verbs. So this is some of the vocabulary that will help you. New verbs: tocar guitarra, to play electric guitar; masticar, to chew up; destrozar, to destroy; pilotear, to pilot. Extra words that will be helpful. So this is going to give you a heads up on what you're going to see in these surveillance videos. You could see there was a cabra, a goat. Now you can't write about that one. So forget about this first scenario because she already did this one. So look at this. You can see that there's going to be el caimán, an alligator; el dinosaurio, dinosaur; el extraterrestre, o la extraterrestrial creature; el robot, el monstruo; el tiburón, el ratón. So some of these, or I should say, they will be in these different scenarios. And you pick the scenario you want to write about. Let's go down and see what's going on. Okay, so we have camera 1 and camera 2. So we don't see what's going on for the first part here. We see camera 2. And this is supposed to be a 2-student activity. So like before, you know, we're going to have the other camera is going to be down for the other student. So you're going to be able to see both cameras. So you will have to pop down to student 2 to see the other camera. So this is a scenario that the teacher used. We have the biblioteca, and then we have this is what's happening in the biblioteca. The second one, we have the residencia, the student residence. And the other student is going to have what's happening in the student residence. Let's go down there and see what's happening. Scroll down. Oh, look at that. I don't know what that creature is back there. But in your incident report, if you see that scary creature, let's see, what would that be in your incident report? something dangerous, right? I don't know if that's a dangerous animal back there. You might call it a dangerous animal. Maybe that was the dinosaur eye. And it's definitely a dangerous activity. So that's how you would fill that out. So your description here would be students dance in the residence hall. And the second part of that, the first part, students dance in the residence hall. And the second part is there is, remember that's a good helpful verb. There is a dinosaur in the residence hall. You see what I'm saying? You see how you're doing this? Third activity is in the gimnasio, in the gym. The next activity is in the aula, okay, which is in the classroom. In the parque, we have something in the parque. We have something in the centro, the downtown area. We have something in the laboratorio, in the lab. And then you can see the things that are happening in the other ones. Let's take a look. Give you an idea of what's going on up here. Oh my goodness, it looks like there's a robot there. Over here, let's see, what can I see is happening here? I think this might be an extraterrestrial or something going on there. I can't really see it. Oh my goodness, look what's happening in the park. There's your alligator. Okay, in the hall. Oh, okay, and that's right. So something was going on. There was the noise and the guitar was being played. Oh my goodness, look what's in the pool here. Okay, so we have where the people are and they're doing their thing. You give a description. We have somebody teaching, we have somebody dancing, we have somebody swimming, somebody walking, we have people walking or shopping, buying. So use your AR verbs and then describe I. There is, there are. Use that great verb I and give a description of whatever you're finding, your new vocabulary word, en el laboratorio, en el centro, en el parque. So that's about it. Hopefully those instructions suffice and you will be able to do a great job and feel comfortable and like you really know what you're doing to complete the task. Excelente. Adios.